Hi, my name is Lingy, and this presentation justifies the teaching, differentiation, and assessment decisions within my Year 8 geography lesson on bushfires in Western Australia. This lesson aligns with the Australian Curriculum Year 8 Geography Content Descriptors ACHGK 049 and ACHGK 050, which focus on the causes, impact, and responses to hazards, and how communities reduce risk and prepare for the future events. The APST standards I focused on was 1.5, differentiating teaching to meet the needs of a diverse learner, and 5.1, assessing student learning. These were central because the lesson was designed for a mixed ability classroom using differentiated support and ongoing assessment. The learning intention was we are learning to explain what causes bushfire, how they affect people in environments, and how communities prepare and respond safely. The success criteria required students to identify causes, explain impacts, and describe responses strategy, and use geography vocabulary correctly. Students had prior learning about weather, climate, and Australian environments, which helped them connect new hazard knowledge to existing understanding. The two diverse learners selected was the EALD learner, who may need language scaffold, and the student with autism who benefit from routine, predictability, and reduced ambiguity. The teaching strategy in this lesson aimed to create a safe, engaging, and supportive learning environment while maximizing understanding. The lesson begins with a starter task asking students to write or draw three things they know about bushfires. This activates prior knowledge and increase engagement because students enter the lesson already thinking about the topic. I used mini whiteboards because they encourage whole class participation and allow every student to respond rather than relying only on confident volunteers. Vocabulary instruction was also included key terms such as hazard, evacuation, resilience, and mitigation, etc. This is important because disciplinary language is often a barrier to succeed in geography. The lesson sequence used clear transitions, visible learning intentions, and behavior expectations. According to Hattie 2012, clarity around learning goals has a strong impact on student achievement. The classroom was also structured through the pre-planned seating, teacher proximity, and predictable routines. Marzano and others in 2003 explains that proactive classroom management is effective because it prevents disruption before it begins. These strategies were effective because they combine academic structure with emotional safety, allowing students to focus on learning. A major strength of this lesson is the use of explicit teaching. Year A students are often novice learners in hazard geography, meaning they have limited schemos or organized background knowledge. Swallow Cognitive Lothair explained that when too much unfamiliar information is presented at once, working memory can become overloaded. To reduce risk, to reduce this, I use a gradual release model. First teacher modeling, then guided practice, then independent application. For example, I explicitly touch natural human causes of bushfire before students complete classification task and then respond planning task independently. Rosenstein support this structure through small steps, modeling, and checking for understanding. ICT was also used ethically through PowerPoint visuals, maps, and fractured bushfire media resources. I selected each appropriate materials and avoided sensational or distressing footage as well. As you can see here, I also selected a map from the government of Western Australia, showing areas that are highly susceptible to be affected by bushfire hazard in Western Australia. In terms of differentiation strategy, differentiation was designed to support the two selected learner while maintaining a high expectation. For the EAL or D learner, I included picture glossaries, simplify sentence stems, visual prompts, and peer support. These strategies reduce language barrier and allow the student to demonstrate conceptual understanding even English proficiency is still developing. For the student with autism, I included predictable routines, a visual schedule, a clear transition, low distraction seating, and structured worksheets. These support reduce anxiety and help the student focus cognitive energy on learning tasks. Tomlinson explained that differentiation is not lowering standard but providing multiple pathways to the same learning goals. The lesson also supported gifted learners through extension questions, such as evaluating which bushfire management strategy is the most effective. Overall, the differentiation strategy were effective because they increased success, participation, and confidence for diverse learners. In terms of formative assessment, or assessment for learning, this was embedded throughout the lesson rather than left until the end. At the beginning, the starter task acted as a diagnostic assessment by showing what students already knew about bushfire. During instruction, I used questioning, thumbs up or down responses, and mini whiteboard to check understanding in the real time. This allowed me to immediately adjusting pacing, re-explain concepts, or extend students who were ready. During paired and independent tasks, I will observe to see student progress. This is valuable because some students demonstrate understanding more effectively by discussing than written responses. The final exit ticket assess whether student could identify one cause, one impact, and one community response strategy. Black and William in 2009 described formative assessment as one of the most powerful influences on achievement because it provides timely evidence to improve teaching and learning. Feedback in this lesson was immediate, specific, and linked directly to the success criteria. For example, student prompt to use precise geography vocabulary or deepen explanation. These assessment strategies were effective because they measure progress continuously, supported responsive teaching, and informed what would need to reteach in the next session. In conclusion, this lesson plan aligned with the best teaching practice through explicit instruction, inclusive differentiation, proactive classroom management, and embedded formative assessment. The lesson support diverse learners while maintaining a clear expectation and authentic curriculum relevance. Overall, it demonstrates how thoughtful planning can create a safe, engaging, and academically rigorous learning environment for all students. And below is my reference list. And thank you very much for listening.